Welcome back to DNA's Birding Adventures. We are on a road trip to the Pacific Northwest. It's a 4,000-mile trip to some new territory, finding some new birds. Our first stop will be the incredible Fossil Butte National Monument. Here's a preview of our trip and the stops that we make with birding along the way. We'll try to get a hike in at each spot that we stop at and do some birding. So our next video will be Craters of the Moon National Monument. And yes, there are birds. Our next videos will be in the temperate rainforest in the Pacific Northwest, including a ferry trip up to Vancouver Island and some beautiful scenery there. Lots of live birds, codfish, and we found this wonderful VRBO right on the water. That was probably one of the best places we stayed. Another highlighted video will be a pelagic boat trip out of Westport, Washington. We'd never been on a pelagic boat trip before, but with the help of Westport seabirds on the Monte Carlo boat, we got an abundance of live birds. It was just phenomenal. For the next video, we stopped by Olympic National Park for some birding up in the mountains and down on the coast. It was well worth the hike up in the mountains to find the sooty grouse, a family that were foraging right by the trail. Olympic National Park's coastline did not disappoint either. It wasn't too difficult to find some secluded trails where there weren't very many people, but a lot of birds. A highlight for us there was a flock of at least 1,000 surf scoters, very close to shore. This is just one of the many waterfalls we encountered on our journeys and hiking through the rainforests, temperate rainforests of the Olympic National Park and other places, as well as a few lighthouses we couldn't miss. Our journey took us down the Pacific Northwest coastline with some astounding views, as well as adding birds to our 2025 birding list and quite a few live birds, with a few unforgettable hikes along the way, including a hidden cave along the Sisters Trailhead hike. Just before heading back east, we stopped by some redwood forest trails, found more birds, some very large sequoia and redwood trees, some birding surprises, as well as a waterfall. More volcano action at Lassen Volcano National Park. And our final stop, another waterfall, Rifle Falls State Park in Colorado. Another new spot for us. A definite birding hotspot. And here we go. This is our first stop, Fossil Butte National Monument. This a little over 8,000 acre park is home to some of the world's best preserved fossils and an excellent visitor center housing most of those fossils. Up on top of the hill is what used to be bottom of the ocean. 540 million years ago, all the way down. Life started, crabs, worms, lilies, snails and slugs, corals, fishies. On and on and on. Till humans ruin it all. Here's a nice visitor center. There's fossils galore inside. Nobody's working. Even in the bathroom, there's lots of fossils. The most common? It's incredible. Oh, these are all fossils. Seeds, flowers, arthropods. We drove up the hill a little ways and encountered many birds, not chickens, at the Chicken Creek Nature Trail. At the parking lot, we're going to take this nature loop, looking for some birds. Oh, there's a northern flicker in there. The sign says, "What is an individual?" All these aspen trees are clones from the same root system. Almost empty parking lot. And first sign of fall. I believe these are huckleberries and then some rose hips. That's where they're excavating one of the spots along this ridge. And there, just saw a green-tailed towhee, robins, and some immature western tanagers over in the aspen grove. Saw some western tanagers. Oops. This used to be the bottom of an ancient lake bed, and they're digging up the fossils up there. Looks like something right there. Brewer sparrows in there. Dave just saw a sharp-shinned hawk. A flicker calling. And we're right at the base of the fossil deposits. This was the bottom of the lake. There's a sharp-shinned hawk somewhere way over there. A sharpie. So windy and it's hot. Probably 80-something degrees right now. So green-tailed towhee. They're fast. Just a glimpse. Okay, and sage grouse would be a life bird. Nice little picnic area on this boardwalk. Saw, we think, a Lincoln sparrow, and there was a northern house wren, and lots of green-tailed towhees. We're almost back. There's a lot of rose hips and wax currant berries for the birds to eat. And the critters. Apparently there are badgers here too. We saw a couple burrows. Oh, there goes a flicker. This sign mentions all the critters you could see between the elk, moose, mule deer, and pronghorn antelope. Didn't see a mountain lion or a black bear. This sign explains all the birds you may see. We saw all of them except for the kestrel. I believe all the tree swallows have left. We are keeping a running total for our whole trip. Right now we're at 18 birds, including 8 at Fossil Butte National Monument. Not too bad. We'll add on as we visit Craters of the Moon on our next stop. Can't wait to see the old volcano. And yes, there are birds there, not just the rock pigeon. Hey, thank you so much for watching and subscribing to DNA's Birding Adventures. Until next time, happy trails to you. From Dave and Audrey.